Well, the Yamuna water is now reaching the roads of the national capital, and in fact I'm coming to you from the ring road, and you can see this is for the very first time in the last 40-45 years the levels have risen so high of river Yamuna that the water has reached the main roads of the national capital. And in fact this very road is the ring road. In fact this very road is coming from ISBT area, and this very road leads to the ITO. And in fact on the left side of this very road is the Nigam Bodh Ghat, and now you can see in these visuals how water has come to these roads. And in fact yesterday was the time, for the very first time in 40-45 years, that the water reached the ring road area. And you can see the struggle, how in fact people are actually struggling to cross these roads. And this is a very busy road in the national capital, and now has been closed by the authorities just because the water levels are continuously rising in river Yamuna. And in fact now the water levels somewhere stand around 208.5 meters, and in fact these are very high levels of river Yamuna which we are witnessing right now. And you can see how this entire road is inundated in water. And in fact earlier yesterday when we came, this entire road was clear, but now since the time the water levels have breached the mark of 207.33 meters, the waters have reached on the roads of the national capital. So now earlier only the low-lying areas were being affected, but now this is the ring road, and in fact it is near the low-lying areas, but now the water has reached the roads of the national capital. Well, I'm coming to you from Mayur Vihar phase 1 area, and you can see behind me how the levels of water have increased over here at this very spot, because we have to understand that Yamuna is swelling with each passing minute. And in fact this is a low-lying area here in the national capital, and on the other side of the road is the Akshardham road, which is a very famous spot over here. And in fact Akshardham temple is also nearby, and you can just see in these visuals how the situation is deteriorating, and in fact how it has affected lives of hundreds who've been doing their nursery business from this very spot. Till now the water levels have already crossed the danger mark. Yesterday was the time when that danger mark was breached. Now the water levels stand somewhere around 208.33 meters. So this is a worrying sign, and in fact this very place houses a lot of people who do business in selling plants. In fact and whenever you pass from Noida, and in fact whenever you cross Mayur Vihar, you will find a lot of people selling plants on the roadside, and now they have all been shifted to different places. And in fact I can show you now they have actually made these makeshift shanties where they're staying right now, because water has come in to a level to very high levels in fact. And generally the water you see over here on your screens is not usually here. The water is back, the water levels are very low, and in fact it's back there approximately 200 almost 100 to 150 meters from that side. This gentleman also stays here. भाई साहब कितनी तकलीफ बढ़ चुकी है कल रात से अब तक, कितना पानी बढ़ा है यहाँ पे?
सर बहुत पानी बढ़ा चुका है यहाँ पे, सगरी नर्सरी डूब चुकी है यहाँ पे, बहुत परेशानी है रही है, बहुत परेशानी है यहाँ पे, ऊपर सब पड़े हुए हैं, बहुत व्यवस्था कुछ भी नहीं है यहाँ पे, बहुत परेशानी हो रही है।
तो कल रात से अब तक भी पानी का स्तर कुछ बढ़ा है?
बहुत पानी बढ़ चुका है, बहुत पानी।
और यहाँ पे जो सरकार ने शेल्टर वगैरह लगाने की बात करी थी, कुछ शेल्टर उस तरफ लगाया है, किसी तरह की सहायता मिल रही है आप लोगों को?
थोड़ा सा ऊपरली तरफ ही लगाया, उल्ली तरफ कुछ भी नहीं लगाया है।
अच्छा, तो अभी आपको क्या लग रहा है कि आपका किसी तरह का नुकसान हुआ है, या किसी तरह का किसी और आपके साथी का नुकसान हुआ है पानी भरने की वजह से?
सभी का नुकसान है जी यहाँ पे, और हमारा भी है, पड़ोसियों का भी है, सबका ही नुकसान है।
So, well, this is what the locals are saying over here, how their lives have been affected. And in fact, yesterday, a lot of key meetings were held by different stakeholders in this matter. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal held an emergency meet. In fact, LG also swung into action, taking certain measures in the national capital. And in fact, now these people are saying is that, yes, they are getting support from the government, but that is not enough, because there are a lot of people who stay in these lines. And in fact, they have suffered huge losses due to this increased level of water here in Yamuna. Now, one thing to remember is that it's not raining from the last almost 36 to 40 hours, but still this situation pertains just because because there is rain in the upper catchment areas. And in fact, the dams like Hathnikund barrage are releasing water continuously, and because of that these levels are rising. And in fact, as of now, as per the officials, there is no downward trend to the water level. So what we can expect is the water levels could actually further go up, which will create a worrisome situation. And this was in fact one of the message given by Arvind Kejriwal yesterday when he sought intervention of the centre in this entire situation. He also wrote a letter to Home Minister asking for help, and in fact they want additional support from the disaster management team so that these situations could be taken care of. And in fact, this doesn't seem much water right now, but one thing to remember is that the water levels have increased so high that the road is just nearby, and in fact that is why the water is stepping up very slowly. But in fact, in some places in the national capital, it has already reached the city areas, the roads, and in fact now the ring road area is also being affected by these waters.